It's just after 5:30 a.m. The sun is up and we're gonna hike before it gets too hot. Good morning. It's just after 6 a.m. I've been up for about a half an hour. It was so hard to wake up. I just snuck away from the campground. There's my blue tent over there because I don't want to wake anyone up. And I'm on my way to find a trail. I want to do a short hiking trail before the sun comes up. And right when I came out of my tent this morning, there was a sign that says, "Don't die." And it was a warning to take snacks and a lot of water, which I have in my bag. That was just a funny way to wake up. So I don't know where I'm going, but I'll show you where I'm at. So this is Joshua Tree at 6 a.m. You can climb this little tiny. This looks like an Amanda-sized little rock. Okay, I have a new camera. It's a little tricky, so I thought I just recorded this whole big thing, and it did not record. So here it is again. I'm back in my tent, and it's around maybe 8 a.m. It is very hot outside, so being cold, no longer a problem. Thankfully, I have just a little bit of shade, like the bottom half of my tent is shaded, and then as you can see, the top half, the sun is starting to hit over the boulder, so I'm right up against one boulder this way, and then there will be a bunch of sun this way and this way, so I have a little bit of time to rest in my tent before I get steamed out, I think. So I wanted to tell you guys about the stars last night. The website said that this is a black zone or a dark zone, meaning that it's far enough away from the city or any traffic or pollution that you are supposed to be able to see the stars super clear. And I was a little bit hesitant as to whether that was going to be true or not. And when the sun first started to go down last night, there was maybe a small handful of stars and they weren't very bright. So I was starting to feel like I just didn't believe it. And then right about 11 p.m., like hours, I would say 3 hours or so after the sun had gone down, it was super, super dark. The sky looked amazing. The stars were so big and they were so bright. And they looked really close. It was so pretty. And then I ended up unzipping my tent here. It only goes about maybe 2/3 of the way, so I unzipped it as much as I could. And then I pulled my sleeping pad up to the edge and kind of slept with my head right on the outside of the tent, and I have never done that before. And it was really nice. I was a little bit worried that a wild animal was gonna come along and lick my head or eat my head or maybe mosquitoes, anything like that. But it was really a good experience. There was a little bit of wind, and every time the flap would blow, it would wake me up, and there were animals that were waking me up. There was a lot of coyotes that were howling all night long. There are a bunch of rabbits all over the ground, so every time they would hop past, it would wake me. I'm a very light sleeper. And then just other birds and just other animals I don't know. I don't know what they were, but I could hear them. So I was probably woken up every few minutes last night, but it was still worth it. The stars were amazing, and it was really nice. So I have this ginormous book that I've been working on. I got it as a Christmas present, and it's really big. So I've pretty much been working on it since New Year's, a little bit here and there. And even as a professional writer, I don't get as much time to read as I would like. So I do have to be on my way pretty shortly, but it's still early and I'm really tired. So I might read, I might nap, but I am going to try to get out of here before it gets too hot and before I have to, or before I get stuck in rush hour like I did yesterday, and that was miserable. So definitely don't want to do that again. But the sun is creeping down my tent here, so I think it's going to steam me out before too long. So I'm going to rest for a little bit, which is the whole reason why I came out here, which I did not get to do yesterday. I pretty much got here, and then it was like pitch black within minutes. Like before I even pulled my tent out, it was pitch black. And then basically I pretty much just changed and went right to sleep. So I'm going to rest for a little bit, enjoy the sound of the birds, and then pack up and we'll be on our way home. Hey everyone, I am awake. I took a tiny little nap. It's just after 9, maybe 9:15 a.m. and it is so sweltering hot. Like it feels like it is 100 degrees. It's probably closer to 95, but it is very hot, especially for 9 in the morning. So I had fallen asleep and I woke up and every inch of my tent was just flooded with sunlight and heat, and I fell asleep in sweat. So I woke up just sweating. I was so hot. Thankfully, I had packed up pretty much most of my campsite before I went back into my tent just over an hour ago, so that I would be able to, I suspected this would happen, so I'd be able to just grab my tent and throw it into the car. I did not pack anything neatly. It is way too hot. I just tossed it all into the back, and then I figure I will deal with it tonight and make it all pretty once I get home and it is dark and the sun is down, and I need a little escape from the sun. So I know that California people love the sun. I am not from California and I am different. I do not love the sun. I love the shade. So like, it is just too hot. It is very hot. So I am going to change and then we are going to make our way home. The town of Paris. I feel like I have been driving for a decade already. It is 12:30 p.m. I left the campsite at about 9:15 a.m. and I'm still 90 miles or so outside of San Diego. So this drive is taking forever. When you first come out of the campground,
there's a sign for the 62, and then it has an arrow that goes both ways. So I know I needed to go west, but it doesn't indicate which direction is east and which one is west. So that was a lot of fun trying to figure that out. So I picked to go left, it just felt right to me. And I drove for probably 40 minutes and I saw no other signs. So I turned around and went back and thought that I had picked the wrong direction. And then I went back towards the campgrounds and asked a ranger who told me that I had been going the right way and that I just needed to just keep going. So you go through multiple cities before you see any real signs that are helpful. So that was a little challenging, but in about an hour and a half or so, I should finally be home, assuming I don't hit any really bad traffic. Okay, here's a sign. I'm now 81 miles outside of San Diego. I am about 10 or 15 minutes south of downtown, so another 10 miles on top of that. So, okay, well there isn't much to see right now. I can show you, I will turn you around, but it's a pretty boring drive. So this part of it now is not very exciting. I'm really tired